Today I'm gonna share all of my July favorites, and that's basically everything I've been generally loving to wear and use during July month. Let's get into it. Let's begin with my absolute favorite category for this month, and that's jewelry. One day I was scrolling through Instagram and then I came across this post from Ye Studio, and it was this beautiful set of earring and necklace. I couldn't get my mind off these pieces, and then I went to the store because it said low in stock, and I was thinking like, oh my god, please. I was praying for them to be there, and then I came there and I got the last pair. So imagine me being all crazy, I got the last pair. These are the earrings. They are covered in, I don't know how you say it, but plated in gold. They're quite heavy, so you cannot wear these every day. Also, these reminds me a lot of like vintage earrings. I'm really into vintage looks. And with those earrings comes this beautiful necklace. You can see it's open here, so there's no like a lock on it, which I really like. Also, if I just want to use this as it is, I can do that because this is detachable. I did style them with the earrings and then a blazer with shoulder pads and then a low cut opening, so that stands out. Not gonna wear it for everyday use, but it's definitely a piece that will give you that extra feel on a basic outfit, if that makes sense. I thought it was funny to show you this piece because I fell in love with it when I saw it on the runway. Was it the Row last summer? It's a necklace, but it is actually a bag charm. It's this comb necklace from Verified. They've not made it intentionally to make it as a necklace, but I'm using it as a necklace. But due to its long cord, I can just use it as a necklace. Not that I'm using it as a comb, but I could do it. I thought it was really cute. Well, I might use it as a necklace and a bag charm. Not at the same time, obviously. This item I've got from my mom last year, but I haven't been using it as much as I thought I would. But July month has been enriched with a lot of sunshine, which means I'm going out for walks a lot more. That means I have to carry my AirPods, but I don't want to use those ugly cases. So this case from Massimo Dutti, it's brown leather. I don't think they're selling it anymore, but I'm hoping for a restock because I do want it in a different color too. And lately I've been very inspired by my Sicilian heritage. They were wearing a lot of scarves. You can see that too in the Jacquemus SS26 fashion show, where Simon got inspired by his own family pictures, where he comes from this countryside family where they did a lot of crops and harvesting and stuff, and they were wearing a lot of scarves. And that specifically came through in his inspiration to his SS26. So I've got myself this scarf. It's from Amazon. You can use it around your waist, which gives a little belt look, but I've been using it as a headscarf. You can do it in a lot of different ways. And don't come at me, no, I don't look like a pirate if you ask me. But yeah, like this kind of country girl look. I got this bag from my local secondhand store. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I need it, because I've been manifesting this kind of bag for a long time. It's inspired by, you know those wallets your grandma once had with this little lock thingy, you just like pop open and then you put coins in it? This is what this kind of reminds me. It does also reminds me of the Jill Sander bag, but I got this at a fraction of the price. It's vintage, obviously. Again, the theme is vintage, I guess. It does fit a lot in it, and I'm really happy it's such a good condition, because you know it's an old bag. There are not really many of these kind of bags out there anymore in this good condition, so I was really lucky. If you've been on my Instagram lately, then you've probably seen these shoes before, and for good reason, because I love them. And these are from COS. They have, again, this kind of vintage look to it. They have a little heel. I've been walking around Prague for 3 days. It was like 70 kilometers. Still in good condition. My feet were not bleeding or anything. It was almost like walking on a cloud. Present you these white flip-flops. They have very skinny thongs. I guess it's called thongs. I know in Australia they call them thongs, but I see it. It makes sense. These screens the Row. If you know, you know. And even though they're very thin, they're quite comfortable to walk in. The only thing is they're quite slippery. But apart from that, they're very, very pretty and simple and very minimalistic. I love that this is not too wide. I don't like when they're chunky on the sole and then they have like a wide here. It doesn't make my foot that flattering because I have very narrow feet. So these are perfect and very affordable. I might think they still have them in stock, and also I think they do have a sale right now, so check them out. Now on to my beauty favorites, and to be honest, this is not only a July favorite. I've been using them for months and months and months, but this is more tailored. If I have to narrow down the items I've been reusing, then these are the items. In terms of skincare, you cannot argue with me. I love La Mer. La Mer just makes my skin glow. And every time I get like compliments like, oh, I love your makeup, it looks good, what's your makeup routine? Girl, it's just skincare. I know it's pricey, it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. But La Mer just gave me that glow, even during the months where I've got more like the sensitive skin, or when you get your period, you tend to get more pimples and stuff, but La Mer. And I got my name on it. So the hack here for me is I do get new ones of the bottom, and then I just replace the top, so I keep having my name on the cream. It's silly, but it's a nice detail. Because it's summer and it's July, I've been using the La Mer SPF. It does have that dewy hydrating effect as the cream, and to combine these two together, I just have an extra hydration, so it will last me for longer. I went on a little project for a few months because I did have like lash extensions, and if you know, you know, you get extension blindness. If you keep getting eyelash extensions, you don't realize how pretty you are without them. I don't know why, but that's a thing, I guess. So I decided to do a completely 180 turn and then just remove all my fake lashes and then try to grow my own lashes to have that almost kind of the same effect. Everybody was talking about this and the hype was real. So this eyelash serum from Sansi Beauty is the best. I gave one to my sister and hopefully she can see some results, but my eyelashes grew from this to this in a month. It's insane. Let's not forget the hair. A brand I'm loving for my hair. This whole hair journey for me is really new because I've always been straightening my hair, always been wearing hair extensions because my hair didn't want to grow. I was thinking something was wrong with my hair. Why doesn't it want to grow out? Obviously, I'm not using the right products for my hair. And I just fell in love with all the Kerastase products. This one specifically, it's a miracle, honestly. What you do, you use this in the evening when you're about to sleep. It's a serum. It basically restores your hair and, I don't know, it does magic, that's what it does. I'm not a person that wears a lot of makeup, honestly, I think it's weird. Simply because I'm not an expert. I don't want to spend a lot of time in the morning when I have to get ready. A product I've been using for my skin on top of my skincare, it's this Eden Minerals Skin Tint. The opposite of foundation, skin tint is very light. It's almost like a moisturizer with a little bit of tint. So it gives you like a light coverage. But because I don't need any coverage due to my extreme fabulous skincare, I don't need a lot of coverage, so foundation is not really needed. This Swedish brand has saved my everyday situation with makeup. If you know me, I'm obsessed with any lip oil, lip gloss, anything that plumps the lips. You will never see me not wearing anything on my lips. Not I'm saying that it's a full-on lipstick because I love glosses, I love the shine, I love the hydration look. I love to look dewy, okay? But this Lancome lip plumping product, it's freaking amazing. What makes this product stand out for me, it's the applicator. You see it has a little dent thingy here, it goes inwards. That's because you have to apply it like this. It just fits perfectly to your lip. And this particular one is the shade 10. Now on to the last category, which is clothes. I know it's basic, I know it's a bit boring, but this top has been one of my everyday staple items. It has this little stretch rib material on it. I don't know if it wants to focus. It's really comfortable to wear because it's made of cotton. My body can breathe. And you see the V shape here? It does really make my chest pop, and what's not to like. It's not 30 degrees here in Denmark, so I am allowed to wear long sleeved or long items in general. And this specific brand is very inspired by the late 50s vintage vibe as well. And I've been obsessing over this top from Marley's Grace. It's very thin. I don't know if you can feel it, but it is. This is as well 100% cotton. The sleeves are wide, which is really elegant. You cannot wear a bra underneath because it does have this cut in the middle. It comes with a pouch, and inside the pouch there is a shell that goes in the middle of the shirt. I've been clearing out my closet lately. I've been throwing out a lot of items I'm not wearing anymore, especially because the fabric was not aligning with the lifestyle I've been living. Because again, I live in Denmark, it is cold in the evening, and I've been loving this 100% cashmere knit from Uniqlo. Uniqlo has a lot of pretty amazing good quality basic items, and I can only recommend you to get anything from there. But this specific knit is so beautiful to match up with a skirt, which I've done here, or trousers or whatever. The color is beautiful. It's just so comfortable to wear, and you don't really sweat at in the same way you will do if you're wearing polyester or other things. And speaking of that outfit combination, not gonna lie, I've been wearing a lot this skirt from Sézane, French brand, which I love a lot. Again, really comfortable. It's a very satinish vibe. Yeah, it's just really elegant. Again, the weather is not the best here. I have to live with that, but that's okay. You have to dress according to the weather, right? So I got myself this windbreaker. It's water repellent as well. I love the details. I love the high color, and in the color there is a hoodie thingy, so when it rains or winds, you can wear that. Imagine it with like a lace top underneath that just pops out of it, and then loose trousers, like satin trousers, like really pretty. Last but not least, this dress from Zara, and I'm not really sure how to show you the whole dress, but here's the top of it. I love how it just hugs the whole body, and then it's a bit wide on the top. It gives like cocktail night vibes and jazz and everything, and imagine it with like a tennis necklace. Hopefully you found something cool, or at least got a bit of inspo. Again, this is not a sponsored post. This is generally me sharing with you all the things I've been loving and using. Also, I'm very curious to know your current favorites, so please leave a comment and let me know. Thanks for hanging out, and see you in the next vlog. Bye!